Hello guys, welcome back to a new video. In today's video, we are doing the behavioral test with Nemo. And this is the first exercise. You walk around unknown people to see the dog's reaction, how they want to interact with unknown people. So this is just the first thing that they're looking at. And here he got a 0, that he does not like unknown people and that he's a bit insecure around them. When you do this test, it's on a scale from 0 to 4, where 4 is a lot and 0 is nothing or not interested at all. So as you can see, he's just doing his own thing. He's walking with me. He doesn't really care about the people who are there at all. So after that, they told me just to stand completely still and not to look at him. When you do this test, you don't do anything with your dog. You're not allowed to interact in any way. Here, it's the same exercise still, and they're looking at the reaction for how he reacts for this person coming towards us and how he interacts with her. So this is still the exercise where he got a 0, that he's not into new people and that he's a bit insecure around them. Here I think that you can really see, oh, he tangled himself in the leash a bit, but that you can see that he backs away from her and that he is a bit looking towards me to see why she is there, but she doesn't really care. Here she just asks me what is his name, and I tell her that it is Nemo, and she's trying to lure him to her. And he doesn't really care. He goes to me and is looking for support in me, but I'm not allowed to do anything here. So she gives up and she tells me after some time has passed that she's gonna take him for a walk. And in this exercise, I knew that he wasn't gonna go willingly with her. This is something that he doesn't even do with my parents. If I'm going in a completely different direction and they have to go from me, he doesn't even walk with them. So here I knew it was going to be very tough and she was going to have to struggle to get him to go with her. So at first he kind of does it because I don't think he realizes that I'm still standing there. But after a while he realizes, she's not with me, so I don't want to go with you because I don't know you. If I understand it correctly, this is fairly breed typical for Russian toys. They are supposed to be a bit aloof with strangers, and they don't really like people at first glance. Nemo likes new people as long as I'm there, but for here, as you can see, she never met her before, he's never interacted with her before, and I'm not there, so he doesn't like it at all. And then she goes back towards me, and he kind of goes a bit more with her, but you can see that he's struggling to kind of get to me. As she's going to go turning around again, he really doesn't want to have it. And here I was a bit, I don't know how to say it, but I was a bit surprised because she didn't really try very hard to kind of lure him. She didn't really do the squeaky voice. She didn't really try, and you could tell that she owns a big dog, that she never really handled such a small dog before. So yeah, he didn't really like this, so I completely knew and understood that he was going to get low scores on this. And that he isn't really a fan of new people at first. Here she is supposed to touch his paw, watch his mouth, and touch his body and such, and I knew he was not going to have it and that he was not going to like it. This is something we also struggled with before we went to the dog show in November, because he just doesn't like new people touching him. So here you can see he's like trying to get away, trying to get to me, and he doesn't like that she's touching him at all. He's not very comfortable around it. He would never do anything like turn this into aggression, but he just is not comfortable. Here I think it's very clear that as soon as she lets him go, he comes towards me and he stands behind me, looking up at me a little bit there, and then sitting next to me, laying down next to me. That just shows me, at least, that he's very secure with me and knows that I am his safe spot. And now we're coming to the second exercise, which is play with a toy. So here I'm just playing with the toy, throwing the toy, and they're just looking if he wants to play with the toy. And Nemo loves grass and he loves rolling around in grass. So as soon as I saw that it was a big grass field, I knew he was just going to be rolling around. So at least he runs after the toy, but here he got a 2 that he's fairly energetic, and he got a 1 that he's not really so playful. And I also was expecting this because I really never have seen him play alone with a toy. He plays if I play with him, but that's it. And of course, he doesn't take the toy back to me at all. So now she is going to give me their toy that they use for the standardized testing. And this toy was massive. She gives me first back the ball and then this big toy. And she just tells me to put it in the ground and like a little snake and see if he wants to play with that. And as you can see, the toy is very, very big. But at least he goes after the toy. He's quite interested in it, actually. I was quite surprised. But then again, rolls around in the grass and couldn't care less about the toy at all, and also again does not apport the toy and come back with it to me. So in the second part of this exercise, she's just making sure that the line is not tangled. He is supposed to play with her. And I knew he was not going to do anything here because, as I said, he doesn't really play with himself and he doesn't really play with anybody else but me, really. So here she's just trying to make it seem very fun, and she's like, come here, ooh, I dropped it. And then she's like, yes, this is so interesting, like, come play with me. And he's like, what? And then she tells me like, okay, you can like let him go, he's just like a bit itchy there. And she's like playing with it, and she goes, let him go, and he literally does nothing. And this was expected of me, and I mean, he doesn't really like other people, so I was expecting this. And here for me, it's again very clear that he seeks comfort in me. As long as I'm standing there, he's waiting for me to take the next step and to do something fun. And when I'm not doing anything, he's just waiting for his instructions. So this was not at all a surprise to me. So now we're coming to exercise number 3, and here they're checking if he has a food drive. And if anybody has followed us for quite a while, you know that Nemo basically has no food drive at all. So here they're just looking if he's energetic towards food and really trying to get it out. So he has 3 bowls, and he has one where it's just open, one where he has to knock over the bowl, and one where the bowl is locked in place. And they are basically just checking how hard he is working to get the food. I was actually quite surprised because he's off leash here, and I was surprised that he even is, now she's gonna come back, letting him smell her hand a little bit, but that he is even going towards the bowls. Like, I was thinking he was not even gonna go there. And he's like checking it out a little bit, but not really eating it. And again, this was not at all a surprise to me. He actually got a 1 that he's fairly disinterested in the food. And yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. He doesn't care for food at all, and has no food drive. So again, he's just checking it. And what is he gonna do? Of course, he is just gonna roll around and yeah, just relaxing in the grass, waiting for me to do anything. Yeah. So what was fairly interesting was actually that when I came up to the bowls, that he actually ate the sausage that she put in, but didn't eat his own treats. And that was a surprise to me. So this is now exercise number 4, and here he surprised everyone. Beforehand, I said that he was gonna bark because now it's an object that's just gonna pop up. There we go. And I thought he was gonna bark and be really mad, but literally he didn't do anything. He just reacted a little bit and then went up to it and made contact immediately. And the lady in the yellow shirt said that maybe it's because he didn't see the face of the man, and so I lifted him up, but he didn't react at all. He didn't find it scary or anything. So here he actually got a 4, that he's very interested in the object and curious, that he got a 0 on angry, and a 4 that he was very secure with the object. Here we just have to walk past the man folded up twice, just to check if he has dropped it, if he's still interested in it, if he's still scared of it. And he was a bit reluctant to go because there was a lot of nice smelling things, but as you can see, he didn't really care. He was walking with me, he was looking around, he was a bit interested in other things, which made that he got a 4 on secure, that he didn't really have any bad reaction from being scared of it or anything. This is exercise number 5, and here there is a cement blender with chains inside, and they're looking at his reaction when it starts to turn. And he was a bit scared here, but then he heard his friend bark in the car, so he was actually more interested in Alphonse barking in the car rather than the chains. So here he got a 2 that he's fairly interested, and he got a 3 that he's fairly secure, which I think it's a bit of a low score, because I think he should have gotten a 4 on secure, because actually he didn't care at all, really. He was more interested in why his friend was crying in the car. And so again, here I'm just walking up to it and standing there, and they want to see his reaction, what he is doing, and he is not caring anything in the world. He's just looking at why his friend is crying. And when I walked up to the object, he immediately almost made contact and was looking at it as well. And here she was saying that I should put him up to the hole that's in it so he could see inside, that maybe he would be scared then. And then she's just telling me that I have to walk past it on the other side, and again just walking 2 rounds around it to see if he is still scared of it or having a reaction, but he didn't really care.
Ja, det behövs inte.
Nej, exakt. Så. Jag vill inte släpa han liksom.
Nej.
Kom. Ja.
Jättebra, så ett varv till. Eller ska vi ta 10 då kanske? Kom.
This is exercise number 6, a person that's gonna walk towards you. And they're wearing like a sun hat, sunglasses, and a really weird robe. So this was the exact reaction I thought that he would have. He is barking at this person a lot and telling them to stay away and not come closer. And this is very, very much a Nemo reaction to guarding me there in the back. So here he got a 0 for not at all being friendly for new people, and a 2 for angry, and a 1 on secure. And the reason he got a 1 on secure is because he didn't want to go up to the person even when they got undressed. But this person in the weird robe was a man, and Nemo doesn't really like men that much. He likes them after a little while, but not at first, so I was not at all surprised by this reaction.
Mittemot, någon meter, 1,5 ifrån. Så mittemot bara så. Lite närmare kanske. Ja. 3. Så locka matte på honom. Locka på honom. Gå fram och stryk lite på rocken. Locka, jag är nyfiken. Locka.
I think in this clip, it's very clear that even when the man undresses, that Nemo just comes and he stands behind me. For me, this is just a sign of that he just seeks comfort from me, and what am I gonna do next? And if I don't do anything, he literally just stays close by and just waits for what I will do. And here I have to wait until she tells me what I can do next. So here I'm supposed to walk up to the man and sit next to him and call Nemo. And as you can see, his tail set is quite low. He's not very comfortable, but see what he does here. He goes in between my legs. And this is a position that we've trained a lot. This is his secure position. If we're ever in a situation when there's a lot of people like waiting for a train or anything like that, and I want Nemo to be close and secure, he takes this position between my legs. So this just shows very much that he needs the support from me in order to feel secure. This is exercise number 7, walking over something weird, like a weird surface. And here I was also not surprised. I think I wrote down that I think that he will go over if I just call him a little bit. And he did. So for this, he actually got a 4, that he's very secure walking over a weird surface. And that was not a shock at all. So the last exercise is a gunshot. And on the gunshot, they shoot 2 times, 1 time in movement, as you can see, and 1 time when the dog is still. So here it's also very clear what we have trained. If I stand still, if I don't do anything, you wait. And wait until I do anything. There was the second gunshot, and he actually got a 4 as very secure on the gunshot. And what they mean by that is when we start walking back again, she tells me that I should take out a toy and start playing, and they want to see how fast the dog drops their reaction from the gunshots, if they are still scared a while after or if they really don't care. And Nemo started playing a little bit with his ball after a few seconds, so that just very clearly shows that he already dropped the gunshot and doesn't really care. You can see he's looking at me. What are we gonna do next? Why are we just standing here? This is very weird. So yeah, overall he got 2 for an energetic and 3 for positive attitude. In other comments, he got that he's not very loud and that he's not very angry. And overall comments that I got is that it's very clear that he's a dog who relies on me and that looks for me for comfort and for seeing what to do next, and that we are a really nice couple together. Overall, I'm very happy and there were no big surprises, so yeah.